Welcome back, guys, to the Away Day show. Another week, quite a week, I guess, in the football world. But a few things I guess to touch on today.
Yeah.
I guess we'll start straight away into it. Out in the Bundesliga there, and Bayern just seem to be just buying everyone at the same. So they're in for Kane, but Kim Min Jae signed someone that you were very interested in, Tots, and
How much
you know
did
a
he
lot
go
of it.
for?
I think it was just a release clause. So
Yeah.
I think it's the 5-year deal with worth like 60, 40,
60,
something like
Nah,
that.
I think it's 50, but
Yeah.
from Kim Min Jae, I think that he's been trying to refuse to sign a new contract at Napoli for the release clause,
Right,
because
yeah.
no club was actually wanting to pay the extended release clause if he signed that new deal. So he's actually held off for the last 6 months so they could do that, because he already knew that if he had to go around the 70, 80 mil mark, no one would have touched that.
I would say Napoli wanted like 80, didn't they?
Yeah, they wanted 80, and that's why they were trying to, they were saying they were going to give him a signing bonus, even though he wasn't going to stay at the club,
Yeah.
just to,
Incentivize, I guess.
get away from the release clause,
Yeah.
because probably he is worth around the 70 mil mark.
I think for them, it definitely is, isn't he?
In today's market.
Yeah.
I say the whole thing like last week. Who were we talking about last week? Oh, like the Barnes and Madison, like the fact that they're worth
We
that
actually,
much.
we actually turned out to be kind of wrong on that. Because
I was surprised.
Spurs
Yeah.
signed him for 40 mil.
40 mil.
That's-
And what do
I
they
told
offer?
you.
What did they offer for Barnes and Madison?
50.
50. So look,
So it's not that,
It was
I'd said about
yeah.
60.
Yeah.
Barnes is
how much
worth
do you reckon Barnes is?
25 then.
Nah, but honestly, I think Barnes is like a 40 mil player.
Correct, but
Yeah.
if Madison's
Yeah.
40, what's Barnes
He's-
getting?
yeah,
What would
yeah,
they get
yeah.
Barnes
30
for?
max,
25.
yeah.
They've got
30 max for
they've got
25.
Madison cheap. They've got Madison cheap.
Yeah, so...
It's like the relegation.
The relegation
Yeah,
tax
it's the
sort of
relegation tax,
is truly real there. But obviously, so Kin comes to replace Lucas Hernandez, who's gone to PSG. But when you look at like Bayern's team, and you see like Guerrero moves from Dortmund to Bayern, and get other players moved to Bayern, can you ever see like in the next sort of 3 years anyone like toppling Bayern in the league? Because it just seems stupid now.
That is nuts.
Yeah, I think they can. We saw last year with Dortmund. Really, they should have won it.
Yeah.
I think they've made a few reinforcements. Bringing Kim Min Jae, Kano was a bit dodgy at the back.
Yeah.
That's probably why. So Kano will probably become more like a rotation centre back.
Yeah, he hasn't become the player that he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Meccano.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Kano will become the rotation with Kim Min Jae and De Ligt starting. Guerrero will come in because Fonzie hasn't been doing
He sort of
too
fell off a
good
bit,
lately.
yeah.
After that game against Barca, the 8-2, he hasn't seemed to be doing too much. So I think, in the scheme of things, it looks like they will continue for the next 3 years. But we've seen it with Dortmund. Dortmund's a bit like the Brighton of the Premier League. They just pull gems out of because they've got so many young players. It's just they're pulling players and they've got a great scouting network.
Yeah.
And they seem to pull those types of players we've seen Haaland and Bellingham for 20 mil.
And sell for 100.
Because what players
It's good
go...
business, eh?
Yeah, it's good
really good
business, but I think from a player's point of view that when they're young, it's a really good place to go because players always come out better from going to Dortmund. It's not like we've talked about before with United. Players go there and they become a worse player.
Worst player, yeah.
With Dortmund, if you're 18, 19, you're guaranteed first team football. You're guaranteed basically to start if you're a decent player. Whereas...
And you also just on that, you also know the fans aren't gonna
Yes.
turn on you after 3
They're
games.
loyal.
You know, I mean,
yeah.
heaps is everyone knows how good Dortmund's fan base is
Yeah.
and how supportive they are of their players. So it's for a young player, trying to sort of cement yourself in a big league for a big Champions League club or a big, European club. I guess a lot of those external factors which can affect the player's performance
mentally as
and
well,
growth don't really come
Yeah.
when you sign for Dortmund. So
Yeah, well, I think it's a bit even with you look at Julian Alvarez. Obviously, he's done well at City so far, but he's the type of player that do you want to, when you're Bellingham and you're Haaland and those type of players, when you're really young, go to straight away the Real Madrids, the Barcelonas, the Uniteds, the Liverpools, the Cities, because you're not guaranteed game time straight away. And really, if you're not on the park, you're not improving.
Yeah, and you see that with all the big teams, the whole Alvarez discussion. I think he's lucky because Pep knows how to rotate a squad, right? He can always get a game in some sort of cup competition. Pep
Alvarez,
takes
still
the
playing
cup
a lot of
very
minutes,
important.
despite being the second to half.
Yeah, and you think if you just watch the Prem, you're like, oh, who is this guy? Has he even played this year? But if you watch and you have a look at all the cup games, he gets enough games in the season. But you're right, if you're at a United or you're at a Liverpool who they get knocked out of a cup early, your growth is stuffed. But it just seems like you're right though. The Dortmund fan group, the Dortmund manager, they always seem to foster great play. Like Dembele got a massive move from Dortmund away to Barcelona. Haaland,
Bellingham. Now.
it just seems that they'll just keep pulling it out.
Even like Pulisic, like that was
Yeah.
70 mil.
Yeah, I know.
It's a hefty amount of money.
The league is scary though.
Sancho, we're forgetting Sancho.
Yeah,
Sancho as well.
But you're right though. He's got backers from joining United, so like
Yeah.
The league is scary though. Like when like the title contenders just ship off all their players to the
main
biggest club. Like it is concerning at that point.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah,
the
the only one
Farmers
that
League
won't,
allegations.
the only one that doesn't go is Royce, and feel a bit heartbroken for him after everything he's gone through.
that's still
Injuries in the World Cup, when he probably would have played.
Yeah.
So he didn't win a World Cup with Germany.
I thought something came out about Marco Royce recently. I thought he was like leaving.
I think the only reason I've seen is he went to Guerrero's house and to like Chan, who's basically, I think they're both going across to Bain, and he gave him like a whole present. That's the only thing I've seen.
Oh, he's a good guy.
He's one of those guys. So like he's just a good bloke, but he's just not going to win anything. Like he's going to end up just being trophyless, which is like such a shame.
Well, yeah, it's a bit like even when you look at like the type of player like De Rossi and Gerrard. Like Gerrard won a Champions League, but he was
not. Yeah,
he didn't really. He could have won a lot more. Like Chelsea were in for him back in the day.
I think United went for him at one point as well.
Yeah, well, Chelsea were big. They wanted him and Lampard
together.
That would have been crazy, but
or Gerrard and Scholes.
Yeah,
Gerrard and Scholes would be
Not
very
too
attacking.
bad.
That'd be very attacking, but yeah,
very attacking. So I think those players like De Rossi didn't win anything.
Yeah, that's
He was the type of
legend
player,
of the game.
and legend of the game. I don't know. For some players, I think they just have it in them that they like love the club too much. I think but then that's in a different time as well. I don't know if money overrided everything back then.
Is that going to be Kane at Spurs though? Because obviously we're touching on Dortmund.
Yeah,
on Bayern.
We're talking about last week how we reckon that Kane should leave. The 70 mil has been there.
That's what
they've rejected it.
Yeah, so
but do you reckon they accepted 80, 85?
Because I think a lot of fans. I've seen a lot of comment sections and stuff saying like, that's like an outrageous price.
It's not.
But I don't think people want to see like the contract. The contract situation. It's like he's 30 years old. You know, Spurs want the money. They've got a new coach and they want to go out and buy new players.
Yeah.
But like, if they're not willing to sell Kane now, they're either going to re-sign him on a massive contract in a year's time and get nothing for him after.
That's what I'm saying. He's not going to be worth anything.
He'll leave next year or nothing anyway.
Yeah.
So look, I think, as we said before, I think Kane leaving is a win-win for Spurs and the club that gets him and for Kane's career.
I say Kane to win trophies. Yeah.
It just depends on the
just
price.
trying to squeeze.
I say
a bit more out of them at the moment.
I think
But Bayern were doing the same thing. Like they'll just be saying that's our set price, and I'll just wait, and Tottenham will have to pull the trigger at some point.
But
because
it's a
you're
first bid. Teams always at least do a second bid.
But it's
the time game.
It won't be.
The Spurs want to sell Kane more than Bayern want him.
That's
what.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I mean,
they should do.
So in that sense, it puts the pressure on Spurs to.
So they have to.
Yeah, but I think Bayern will come in. Maybe it's not going to be a huge one. It might come in an extra 5 million.
I would say 5 million. Bayern
will give a second offer. They're not going to go and spend a second offer 90. It's not going to be like the Rice thing where it kept progressing. It was like a 30 million differential from the first bid to the last bid. But
it's not talked about though how well Bayern do in the market. Like I know they always seem to buy players from Dortmund, but they don't get them for like extraordinary like high prices.
Yeah.
Like they buy and sell pretty well. Like
I think they got Sabitzer on like a free.
Yeah, they ended up getting him.
Have you seen United look like they're going to get him?
Yeah, I've seen this.
He's
on permanent.
Well, he's the only player on their roster on the kits.
On the kits.
So Weghorst and Butland aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
And he's there. He's on our kids. And apparently, like, they're still...
is Butland not staying?
No.
Okay.
And
so all the other loanees and dodgy play the ones that might get sold.
Back.
Yeah, but we're going to sell him to Nottingham for 40 mil apparently.
That is stocks.
I take that every day.
Stocks.
I don't know what they got. Keylor Navas. So I don't get that at all.
Well, they don't either. They're both on loan. So
I thought Navas was
on
loan.
He was on
he's
loan.
on loan as well.
Oh, is he?
So so it looks like he's staying. Even there's been a lot of stuff like there'll be like internationals. So it'll be like our players on international.
Yeah.
He's always in the post.
Yeah.
Like, and this is like a week ago. Like you don't do that about a loanee.
Yeah. No, I get it. No.
Apparently there was a buy clause for like 18 mil though, so it's pretty. It's pretty.
How
You
old
do
is
that.
he? Like
cheap
30,
as chips.
31?
31, I think.
I don't even think he's 31. I reckon he's like 28, 29.
Nah,
You reckon he's
Have a look.
Yeah. Well, I guess while you haven't looked, we'll just touch on Kane again. So I guess the whole legacy of it all, if he stays at Tottenham and goes 29? If he goes trophyless at Tottenham or versus him going away to Bayern for whatever, how many million, what do you reckon's best for, I guess, his legacy's look?
I think it's irrelevant. Well, I think it's irrelevant in the sense that, like, if he stays at Tottenham, I don't think there's this big, like, thing now about, one club players. I don't think really anyone really cares. Like, you go look at the Ronaldos of the world. Ronaldo did it for United. He was a legend at United. Then he was a legend at Real.
Yeah.
Then even like really people say he's a legend at Juventus as well.
Yeah, he did a job.
Like, so I don't know if it's like as emphasized as it was back in the like day. So I'd actually say it's probably better for his career to leave.
Yeah.
I honestly think at this point, like, it might tarnish his legacy. I don't think it'll benefit his legacy, to be honest, because I think that like as we said, he's 30 years old now at Spurs.
Yeah.
Like, he's had the chance now to win trophies at Spurs. I think regardless, he will always be looked at as a Spurs player, as, you know, succeeding nothing in terms of club trophies, because whether he goes to Bayern and wins Champions League, wins the Bundesliga, etc. Like, I think he might get personal satisfaction out of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, it'll end the trophyless things about Kane.
Yeah.
But all I think it'll do is reinforce the fact that how bad Spurs, like, you know, how bad Spurs are at like winning trophies.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
It's less a reflection of
they
him
had
rather
Harry
than-
Kane.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like England's best striker in 50 years or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like probably their best striker ever.
Yeah, Basso, yeah.
And even he couldn't win trophies at Spurs. So I don't really think it'll affect his legacy,
Either
to be
way,
honest.
yeah.
Did you see what Shearer said
What do you
about it? He was like, if I was Harry Kane, I'd leave straight away. And they were like, what's that? He's like,
I would have been trying.
I
can't speak.
No comment.
Can't say.
Shearer's good.
Shearer.
Can't say.
It was funny. So do you think it'd in some ways be better off if he just became trophyless, but he took the height, he became the Premier League all-time, because he's going to become it if he stays in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So you think that's more beneficial?
I actually do. I think for his legacy, it'd be better for him to like stay and like, you know, because I think he does look very loyal to be honest. He's obviously stayed and, you know, obviously on a lot of money and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think for his legacy, it'd be better to go down as like the Premier League leading goal scorer, and that being his greatest
Well, he's
achievement.
still got a few assists as well.
I
I
was
think
about to
he
say,
might hit
like,
over 100
looking
as well.
out from Ian, it's probably better for him to like stay where he is and do that, like win, like be the highest. He's already the highest goal scorer at Tottenham, highest goal scorer in Premier League history. But I think for himself, you're right.
Yeah.
He'd want to be, get me out of here.
Yeah, it's just
get me
I
to
think for him
Bayern.
it's like,
Get
I mean,
3 league
I
titles
think
and a
especially at
Champions
his age
League.
now
Like,
as well, like, even though Ange is coming in, he's going to want to like put in his game plan, they're 2-3 years away. They're going like a rebuild type of thing.
and also,
So-
like I was saying, like you said, I think that time we're talking about Tottenham, is it now time to go away from the Son, Kane, and go to the
well,
the
Kane
different
doesn't
sort of
suit them
players?
anyway. In terms of like in terms of where your money's going to sit in an Ange team, you don't want an expense you don't need a 100 mil striker or an 80 mil striker who because look, he'll still find a way to score like 25 goals, 30 goals, or
He's a
whatever.
goal scorer.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the
Invest
style
in
of play
Richarlison.
Ange wants to play, you know, if they're playing like proper Ange ball,
Yeah.
then
Well,
you know,
Madison's the big guy.
Richarlison makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
He's younger. He'll be there. He's got a long contract. He'll be there for a while.
Yeah.
I think Richarlison and Madison will work really well.
I say this is Madison's the guy that was going to link it all up. Right? That's what the Ange ball is. It's those midfielders, that the box to box types that are probably a 10 that can carry the ball and use the ball forward, and those the inverted fullbacks and all that. But I'm thinking that Madison signing it's a big deal, especially for the price and the way he wants to play football. I think it's sort of like you said, a Madison Richarlison team rather than a Kane and Son team, which has been the last 3 years.
What's Madison's legacy at Leicester going to be? Missing the pen?
It's a
To
dodgy
be honest, came off a
situation.
really good year considering they had
He's had a good 2 years. He's had a good 2
I
years.
think he got 20 goals and assists combined, or 19 to be exact, I think. But 10 goals, 9 assists. That sounds about right.
Well, Leicester didn't
for a
struggle
rubbish
to
team.
they didn't struggle to score goals. It was just they were so bad defensively.
Yeah, well, even Suda came in and he performed not the best.
He was just
but
bad.
even though he didn't perform the best, I still think he was better than FaZe.
He's awful.
I don't know how he
He's
kept
awful.
his spot.
I
And
don't know
Suda
how.
got dropped at the end.
He starts for Belgium.
I don't
Without
know
face,
how.
he's an international.
Yeah, but that Liverpool game was a
Obviously,
shambles. The
No.
2-0 goal.
Every time I
was-
watched him, he was like
was
David
terrible.
Luiz at Arsenal.
Yeah,
so,
he just made
was so
mistake every
chaotic,
time.
man.
Yeah, long hair and no idea.
I would
Legit,
have played
legit.
Suda and Johnny Evans.
That is some Brexit football I've ever seen. It. Suda and Johnny Evans.
What's his name left as well? The Turkish guy.
So Yunchu, yeah,
Soyuncu,
he's at
yeah.
Atletico now. I don't know how he
he's
scammed
got
that in
Atletico,
his
yeah.
career.
Yeah, he was
He was actually
2
good,
seasons ago. He was. I remember FIFA Team of the Season.
Team
Yeah,
of the Season card,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
forget that. The 88 card.
Yeah, that was a good card.
though.
So quick. He was quick as.
We'll move I guess to the Prem. Liverpool still looking for a midfielder to partner McAllister in there. Obviously lost out to Bellingham to Real. But I think Rome is this week. Szoboszlai, I don't know how you say his name, and then Thuram from Nice linked to Liverpool. Do you reckon one of those two can like fix Liverpool, or is it a bigger problem?
Whatever his name is, Szoboszlai, he's class. Like
he is more attacking though.
I said then you got McAllister and him there, so you got 2 10, basically.
Do you not think that he plays? Oh, McAllister's not a 10.
McAllister plays an 8.
8. So McAllister plays 8. He'll play as a 10.
That's not much defensive.
Yeah, you play them two with Fabinho. That's fine.
Depends how they want to play. Because if they want to play like how Brighton play, then McAllister playing as an 8 works fine. Like he had a good DM next to him.
Yeah,
but Caicedo's not like an amazing ball player.
He literally is just defensive.
I think if you've got Fabinho next to him, you're fine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is in McAllister, like in a team that retained possession, was fine considering he's like defensively not that good.
Yeah.
But like I don't necessarily think that's an issue if the McAllister's playing deep.
I don't know, they play pretty deep for Argentina.
However you say his name, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He played deep for Argentina. He only played in the 2.
Yeah, I know.
Argentina is different. The ball's always at their feet. Like when's the ball not at the Argentinians' feet? Like
I don't know.
I just think Fabinho's had to be on his form from like 3 years ago. He's had a rough last 2 years.
Even Henderson really, if they had to, could play the deeper role.
If you're playing Henderson there, you get a problem. I think that's.
Yeah, Henderson's not it anymore.
Yeah.
Fabinho probably needs to go.
Yeah.
Quick note on Artur. That was funny. Anyone see that?
Thuram. So Kefren Thuram from Nice. So that's that. To the 20, I think 21, 22 year olds. That's probably more your DM option, right? If they can get both. I don't know if they can, but if they can get both, and then
is that Lilian Thuram? Is that his first name?
Kefren, so the other guy, I think like a cousin or brother. I don't know how it all work out.
Just French friends.
But just I say yeah. But he's mad. He's like 6'4", 6 something. Like he's huge.
And he's a what DM?
Well, he started DM. Last year got. He moved up more, to more of a ball carrying midfielder. But if you get those two there, then Liverpool are looking dangerous, right? Like,
I mean, I think Liverpool are addressing where they were poor last year, which is midfield, and they've still obviously, they obviously have a lot going up forward, and and some solid defensively. So, I mean, is Trent going to play permanent midfield though? Like that?
No way.
You don't think?
But that was the answer.
He looked so good in their last 6-7 games.
So, what do you reckon they're going to get a right back now?
I mean, I'm just thinking it's in like...
You can move things around. Like
Trent looked very good when he played midfield.
But he still didn't really play midfield. He just played like the City type of thing.
No, he played midfield.
Especially that last 3 games, he literally was just a central midfielder almost. He was just there. He didn't move out.
When they were defending, he moved back out.
But I guess it always helps, so he can double up. He can drop and help out a right back. Like he can literally play as a second right back.
It's just like an interesting dynamic because like obviously Trent can play.
Again, Trent, McAllister.
I was going to say Trent and McAllister are very similar in terms of like what they would provide. Love a pot shot, love a long ball. But
you can probably play both if you have a nice DM behind you. But as you said, if they're not going to go Trent, McAllister, whatever his name is, Szoboszlai, whatever his name is. Szoboszlai.
What about like the front line? Is Darwin going to hit some straps this season? Are we thinking
I
it's
actually
going to
thought
come
Darwin was good last year, to be honest.
Like I think
actually rated Darwin.
Everything but the finish was good, right? Like I just seen like...
Yeah, I mean, like a bit of an XG nerd, but honestly, his XG was so good.
Yeah,
like,
I reckon Gakpo is better.
He gets him... Well, I mean, that's a good point. Like, but they have Gakpo, they have Darwin Núñez, they got Diogo Jota, they got... I
think Jota's very underrated.
Yeah, Diogo Jota.
What's
his name?
Luis Diaz, Salah will hang around hopefully, and
Salah will be there. Like they got,
I don't think they got
Harvey Elliott soon. Curtis Jones gets minutes. Like these guys have a lot going forward.
They've got a heap of depth.
I mean, I don't even know how they're going to fit them all in to playing just Europa now. Like
big cup.
Who's going to be the prem striker? Who's going to be the because like I feel like it's very hard to split Núñez, Jota, Diaz, Gakpo.
Yeah.
Like when Darwin plays, Gakpo tends to be in the middle. And then when Jota's on,
weird like that.
It's a very sort of...
Because they're all wingers.
Salah's stuck on the right.
I'm going to say, he's there. He's the
But then the left sort of 4 just like rotate through there.
Yeah, because they all play middle and can all play at the
front. The only one that really doesn't play middle is Diaz.
Yeah, I mean,
he probably could, as I'm saying. Like, he's very good.
He probably did, to be honest. I remember when Diaz first came in, when they had Mane and Salah, he might have played in the middle.
He might just held like a Firmino false.
I'm not 100%. Going to Firmino though.
Do you want to talk about it a little bit quickly?
Yeah, quickly.
It seems like every single week we're talking about the set, but like...
Well, there was 2. There's Firmino and...
Brozovic is gone as well.
Brozovic.
Yeah, Brozovic.
And now they got... Al-Nassr's got Ronaldo, Brozovic and... I forgot.
Oh, like there was Ziyech. Yeah, they crossed into. Yeah.
So yeah, they actually started to build a team. Like when it comes to the Club World Cup, they might obviously they'll still probably not win it, but
they're not even in it. It's the other one.
But like I'm talking in the future.
Oh, the future, yeah.
Like they start to
When they
get
get
5-6 quality players in.
When they get the grassroots.
Yeah, when you start to get 5-6 quality players in, like, when was the last time? Has it ever happened that a European team hasn't won the Club World Cup?
Not that I've watched.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah,
but it feels like every year
it's always some
Champions
Champions
League. I remember
winners.
the closest year was when Neymar was at Santos and they versed Barcelona.
They challenged him, yeah.
They challenged him, but it was only Neymar had that's what Neymar got signed because of that Club World Cup.
Yeah, but it's always like the Asian team's always in the final. They just can't win. Like it's the same thing every.
I feel like I haven't seen like a Brazilian or South American club.
As I'm saying, like it's always like either the Saudi team or like the Japanese team that make it, and then they just get beaten. They get beaten up.
Well, you're Real Madrid or
I'm not like
to do that. Even like City now. City will play their like D team,
their Z team, and then just look at like Palmer and Foden will sort of tear up.
Yeah, so I don't even think there's really much more to add in terms of the Saudi thing. They just keep signing more players. Probably be on next time. We'll hear another 5-6 players.
Yeah, I'm away for 3 weeks. We'll come back in 3 weeks' time, and they'll have half all the European players.
A lot will happen. Yeah.
Yeah, we can come up for that one.
The next one will be good.
Well, United finally got Mount done.
Will you talk about that then? Will you consider that?
Yeah, well, yeah. Fabrice
so it ended up being 55 and 5 add-on.
I'd like to know.
So the add-on
door clause.
No, the add-on is literally just to win a trophy. So like,
is that what it is?
That's it. Because trophy in his contract. So I think it's for 3 or 4
Surely
years.
it's at least a Prem or a Champions League.
No, just any trophy. So we
or
can
an
go
FA Cup, not the Carabao.
We can go win another soft drink cup, and he'll get the 5 million added on. I think we'll
soft drink cup.
Well, that dragged on again. Well, typical United.
Too long.
Yeah, typical United. But I don't see anything else happening. I was watching a little bit of Goldbridge last night, and it was like, there's no way that we should be signing Mount first. Like he's a number 8. Like we need 2 strikers, let alone 1 striker.
Yeah.
Martial's injured or leaving. Rashford should not be playing down the middle.
Well, he gets injured because he plays in the middle. He's too skinny to be playing in the middle.
Yeah, so we need, let alone 1 striker, we need 2. We go sign a number 8 when we got Ericsson, Fred, McTominay. Okay, Fred McTominay, you don't probably really want playing. Probably getting Sabitzer as well.
If you have him back, that's
I don't get the Mount sign.
Yeah, I don't get it at all.
Speaking about this, how Bruno and Mount both fit in.
So I was watching Fabrizio, and apparently the thing that sold Ten Hag was that Mount came to him and said, "Yeah, I'd like to join." Like that was the selling point. So then they went for 50 million to say, "We'll go for 65 million."
I'd like to join as well.
I'm saying keep paying 60 million for me. So they amped the price up because he wanted to be there. That was the reason.
Yeah,
he's
a good player, but he's not needed. That's what I think. He's a good player and he'll play.
I'd rather have a goalkeeper and a striker than an 8.
But even a goalkeeper, I think that's another one we're going for. That like we're big in with Onana, but come on, De Gea, I agree, he needs to be changed.
No, you have to need a goalkeeper.
But I think De Gea
from the outside. No,
it's not a. So you think it's more priority than a striker?
It's more than just the goalkeeper. It's like the regime change.
I say yeah.
De Gea De Gea epitomises United.
We had Wout Weghorst up top.
Yeah, but these guys with Arsenal, Leno went.
Like we had so many stragglers after the Wenger era that were still hanging around between Unai Emery, the start of Mikel. These guys just like the club needs a refresh. De Gea epitomises everything.
I agree,
since Ferguson's left.
But you do a striker before. It's like you do a striker before Mount. You do a striker before you.
But Tots. No. I
we
just
had
disagree.
Root up top last year.
I know, but we still scored goals.
Striker is of equal importance, but I think you're underestimating.
It's a priority.
I think you're underestimating how important you guys need a new goalkeeper is.
I agree. It's not a priority. Do you think it's higher than a striker?
Right now, I want to have Onana at the club. Yeah.
Do you think that we're running around with Martial who will play about 5 games because he's injured next year?
Listen, because we still managed to get enough goals. I know it wasn't great. It was awful at times, but we saw last year with Martinez, with Malacia at times, with Casemiro, building from the back was our foundation. That made the team strong,
The
right?
one thing I'd say as well is that, in terms of priority, I almost would say it is a priority to get a goalkeeper for 30 mil or something than it is to find a striker. You don't want to rush in a striker who's not going to fit your system for 80, 90 mil or whatever. You're not going to find a United level striker for 50 mil.
You'll sign someone better than Martial. 100%.
But right now the market's hard for strikers.
You're going to force someone in who doesn't fit the system at all. You're going to spend 60, 70 mil on him. and then it's not going to work, and you're going to say the same thing in 2
I
or
don't
3
care
years'
how
time.
good the defense is, though. If Rashford gets injured, we
Yeah,
do
no,
not have
I know,
goals.
That's the problem. That's the
We
problem.
do
but you
not have goals.
But that's just poor investment there. You got Sancho 75 mil, you got Anthony 100 mil, and then you're saying you don't have a striker.
We really did well last year because Rashford was pulling more goals out of every single position. That's like a joke. So many games we won 1-0. Rashford. There was that period when we were talking about Rashford as the best player in the world.
because he literally just
At
kept
that
scoring.
point,
Yeah.
he was just scoring after scoring.
So what is the point of these wingers then? What is the you look at our team, our highest goal scorers were our left and right winger.
Correct, but what I'm saying is, okay, imagine Saka scored all your goals, and then you didn't have Martinelli, you didn't have Odegaard, you didn't have...
2 years ago, Saka did.
And where were you 2 years ago?
Yeah, well, fifth. But what I'm saying is,
But natural
Wait,
progression,
mate.
Ramsdale comes in.
is that you're going to need goals out of Mount. Our 3 highest goal scorers.
Yeah, as in Mount and
weren't
Big.
our striker.
Yeah.
But it's
Odegaard-
irrelevant. You had 3
How's it-
guys over 15 goals. Or
But
14
they
or
weren't.
whatever.
But they weren't. I'm saying you need more contribution out of your 100 mil right wing and your 75 mil left wing. And you're going to need goals out of your 60 mil cam now because you're spending in these forward. What are these guys in the team for? Just to assist.
Well, the only reason I can see...
You had that striker who was a tap-in merchant. You had Ronaldo back then who was 37 years old, a
didn't
tap-in
work.
merchant,
Just didn't
right?
work.
And you have all these guys around him who can pass the ball into him. It didn't work back then. You need more direct contribution
Okay, so
out
do
of
you
your
think
wingers.
maybe something like a... Because the only way I can see things are working right now is Bruno and Mount swapping from the right to Cam, and then like Bruno, Mount and Rashford getting our goals. Because I can't see Bruno and Mount
so
being
you
on the
guys-
same team
you
in the
guys-
midfield.
Yeah.
So you guys have Martial, be it if he's fit or not.
If he's fit,
regardless.
he'll probably play, to be
Let's
honest.
say Martial. You got Rashford, Anthony, Sancho,
Garnacho.
Garnacho.
Garnacho's probably our best one.
Garnacho.
No, he's probably our best
Mount
one.
and Fernandez, and then
And,
some bits and outs.
and well, we got Ahmad as well
complaining
coming
about
back from
goals.
mine.
Oh, yeah, Ahmed's back on. He scored 16 goals in the
And you're
championship.
complaining about goals.
there should be
there
goals there.
enough players there, despite your striker deficiencies, to score goals.
Yeah, but like you guys got to good teams. You got Jesus and Havertz that can play there. You still had what's his name?
But when we
don't have anyone.
Yeah, but when Jesus wasn't there, we had Nketiah play, but he scored 3 goals in like 10 games.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's Nketiah. He's not good enough, right? Like that's besides the point.
I-
What I'm saying is, there's enough players
But
there.
so
to
there's
get the
goals there.
Like,
It's just that the players we've got have underperformed. So like,
bro,
and
you had a 100 mil right winger who scored 3 goals in the Prem this year.
I think he'll be bigger this year. I think Anthony's in
No, but like,
sure for
but
big
like, you
year.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need a striker. You're going to force in someone. You're going to overpay for someone again.
That's the
Who's
problem.
going to score
Overpay.
10
Why
goals
not
and
go
play
for the
90
younger
minutes
player then?
every week?
Like the likes of the Alvarez's around that. City got him for 17 mil.
Yeah, but United, the tax is like 30 million on a
you
striker.
know, like the full story wasn't just 17 mil as well. It's like
Yeah, probably heaps add-ons, but
no, but there's hate. Like City have the luxury because they're the best club in the world to go out and sign Haaland for 45 mil and Alvarez.
okay. But even if you had to do Alvarez for 30, 35, like it's a good sign.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
No, I agree, but it's in like
Is there that option at the moment?
And,
I think like
and
Højbjerg, you can go to
imagine
50.
Imagine like the casual United fan base. You go out and sign some 35-year-old striker 35 mil striker no one's ever heard of.
Not the same.
They're going to be like, oh, what is this? What is this?
Well, yeah.
Everyone wants Osimhen. Everyone wants, like...
Kane and all these stuff. Like,
Kane. And,
I'd go
and,
sign Højbjerg. I think he's a very good player.
I rate it as
and
well.
you could be able to get him for about 50.
But I'm worried it's going to be the same thing as like Diallo, where they sign him, just don't play the bloke. Like, cause that's what happened with Diallo, that's what happened with Palestri, and we
You
saw
think
this.
Diallo, like, to be honest, Palestri's a gem because we got him for 5 mil.
That's another winger option as well.
And at worst, that guy gets sold for 20 mil.
Yeah.
what is your starting 3 up front anyway?
I can
Me
is
personally,
Rashford not going to...
yeah, if we got no strikers, you play Rashford up top.
Well, but like you want to fit in your best players.
I reckon-
Rashford has to start in the middle because you have so much money
Yeah, that's
elsewhere.
what I'm saying. My starting 3 would be Rashford up top and Garnacho on the left.
Okay, I'll stick with that.
And then Anthony on the right. And if Anthony doesn't perform, Ahmed on the right.
Oh yeah, I'm sick of Sancho. To be
So
honest.
where the hell does Sancho fit?
I'm
this
sick
game?
of
Never.
it. He just doesn't. He
Doesn't
just
play.
he overdoes it.
He's already been told that he could get sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think so. Look, for example, if you do go and sell Sancho, that's the money I look to reinvest 100% and put all the money in striker.
Yeah, that's
If
50,
you-
that's
if you can
50,
get-
But what
40
do you
million.
get
If you
for
can
him?
get,
That's-
yeah,
50,
what do you
40?
get?
50.
50,
Who is
40?
Yeah, who's
50?
spending 50 million on
Thing, yeah.
Sancho?
He's
Lucky we didn't buy him for 120 in the
problem
end.
is
And it was only
Chelsea
90.
a year ago would have, but it looks like that's
no,
not what
they're
they're
out of
doing
it
now.
now. No,
Like,
they're out of that.
I mean, he's too young to go to Saudi Arabia. He's not going to do that.
Nah.
no.
But you agree, like, you have to give, after what Ahmed did in the Championship's a good league. You've got to give him game
Yeah,
time
no,
now.
like, I agree.
Yeah, but
I
then
think you'll
Flick's been saying that you've got these 100 million pound players sitting
Yeah.
there. What does that say when you're like teenagers
Apart
starting
from
over.
Anthony, but Sancho's not a Ten Hag player, so I think it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Anthony's a Ten Hag player, so he's gonna persist with Anthony.
The thing is, Anthony's actually good though. I actually rate when Anthony
Yeah, I
does.
rate when he was
Sancho just doesn't want to shoot or doesn't want to
Anthony's
pass.
good, but is he like?
I still think Sancho had a better year.
Is Anthony's output
Than
good?
the
Is
first year.
Anthony's output good enough though?
The output's not, but it's
Well,
so close.
well,
It's so
well,
His
well,
close.
output wasn't good at Ajax,
Well,
if I'm
what
actually
was-
looking at it.
Wasn't.
No, he got like 6 goals in his last
10
season.
6 and 10 assists.
Why is he 100 mil?
Because
I don't know, why
Ten
was
Hag,
Woodrich 100 mil? He's scored in a career, in his whole career. How many goals do you reckon Woodrich has signed?
So basically, you're comparing United's
Yeah, but say,
signings
to Chelsea's-
Todd Bowley's first
I
transfer.
say, yeah,
window.
No, I know,
Chelsea's-
but why is Woodrich?
Possibly the 2 worst
Yeah.
like transfer
of windows of all time.
Yeah, but you have
Years
Woodrich as a
ever.
combined professional football 9 goals.
Yeah, but
right now.
but this
Yeah,
is what I want to say though. But like,
comparing Woodrick,
I was saying-
like it's you're comparing Pooh, like Pooh transfer strategy to like I don't want to say that
To Pooh as well.
but Pooh again, man, like
Yeah,
like
I don't know. Yeah, it's but United overpay United. That should have been a 50 mil signing.
And
If that.
The thing is, it was though, but because it was so publicly documented how much they want him, like this Mount one, it was so publicly documented how much Ten Hag wanted him. His wages got leaked out already and stuff like that. No other signings had their like. I don't think Havertz's wages been leaked out yet.
At least
Like,
we did something good with Malacia there. We only signed him for 15, so that's
yeah,
all right.
Malassi's. But see, this is my issue with like United transfers is that I feel like you guys you get caught up in a loop where your owners or whoever like, I don't know who
Yeah.
your football director is at the moment, but like when the pressure mounts. They make the most reactionary decisions ever.
Well, Casemiro was a reactionary
No, but
signing.
just listen. He almost was. Casemiro was almost reactionary because he was 30 years old, right? And you spent 60 mil on him.
Just because he was good doesn't mean he wasn't a reactionary signing. He is a reactionary signing.
no, that's what he's saying. He's saying that.
You're saying he
He's saying
almost
he is.
was.
Oh, I thought you were denying it.
No, he is a reactionary signing.
This is what I'm saying.
We lost 2 games and what happened? Bang, we brought Casemiro.
This is what I'm saying. Is in like, and this is why you guys always get caught up in the same cycle where you overpay for players. And as a result, like it affects, now I'm saying that Ten Hag only has like 100 mil to spend this window.
What's saying? You got 45
And he
left
just spent
basically now.
50
40 left.
on
Yeah.
Mason Mount.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And it's like, you look at us over the last 5, we've spent a lot of money, but we haven't overpaid for players.
I was saying-
Maybe our first overpaid player is Havertz. And,
But you're
and
set
it probably
now.
will be
You're
Declan
set. You
Rice
got a
now,
team.
the
You got a
second
team
one.
there though. Like,
But it's like, these are supposed to be the guys that will take us to the next level.
Yeah.
So in terms of
Yeah.
an investment, we either back ourselves to find underpriced players if we don't want to overpay, or we hold firm and
Hold
don't
out,
pay for
yeah.
Caicedo in January.
yeah, when it was
like
going to
80,
be
90
way
mil.
too much money. Yeah.
You you cop that we don't win the league, and then you go out and get probably look, Declan Rice probably like over.
It's the English
overpriced.
tax, sir. But for the English tax, it's a reasonable amount, I think.
But like we look at these players to take us to the next level. So it's a worthy investment. Whereas for you guys, it always feels like it's a constant like, okay, because this is what was us. We were in the same position a few years ago with Orba and Lacazette.
Lacazette was, yeah.
Paying for these guys like when we don't actually really need them.
Because
Like,
you know,
'cause,
develop
yeah.
players, yeah.
When we need centre backs and midfielders, etc.
Yeah.
But we overpay for this big expensive player who will shut the fans up for a little bit, sell some shirts.
Yeah.
No, honestly. And,
No,
No,
I agree, I
United's
agree.
a big.
Yeah.
But I think that's what
shirt selling-
United's done with those, with like the Antonys and the Sanchos. Like, really,
well, you're done with them.
no, not done with them, but that's what they've done. Like,
Oh, like
That's
that's
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
As in-
yeah.
as in-
I-
and that's
I
why
agree
wouldn't-
with you, though,
That's
but
why
you think I'm disagreeing, I'm not.
but that's why I wouldn't go out and rush out and sign some expensive striker.
But you act like if we go sign a Højlund who you reckon the fans aren't going to like and it's not going to sell shirts. Like,
No.
it's better than going because
It's just
okay,
if you
if we
overpay
don't,
for him.
yeah, but if we don't sign a striker now, what's going to happen? We're going to have a crap year, and then it's going to be
Ten Hag
next year
out.
we go sign a $150 million striker who we've overpaid by about $80 million, and that's what's going to happen. It's as you
We
said.
didn't have a striker for half the year,
And still
we
managed.
came second to City.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're different.
Why are we
No,
different?
but
Why
because
are we different?
they're the same model. What
We're
we're trying
supposed
to
to
do.
have the same,
you
the
gotta-
same structure in the middle. We got Odegaard, you got Bruno. We got Saka, you got Anthony,
Yeah.
and then we, on the left we got Martinelli, and you got
Rashford.
you got Rashford,
Well,
and Garnacho and
if you're
Sancho.
inclined to swap Anthony and Saka, I'll
not,
get the
but-
paperwork
I
done
like
any day of the
Bethany,
week.
I like
But
Bethany
in
Goose.
theory, the 100 mil player is supposed to be better than the
I
Hale End, London
Academy
born
player.
academy kid, right?
Well, it's not
baller
Rashford.
for the
Rashford's one of those. And that's all right. You know what? We're solved. We're gonna have Mason Greenwood up top.
Well, he has been training.
Speaking
Well,
of,
apparently, do you see that Ten Hag
No,
doesn't want to sell him? He wants to loan him out and keep him. And I saw he was getting so much.
But that's what I've been.
We've talked about this for ages.
Saying this. Don't get me wrong. He has to go online. There is no way you can bring him. Match day
to
one.
England.
Match day on Twitter. People like you were getting a lot of abuse. Yeah. No, like serious.
No, I know, but I'm saying match day one. There is no way you can play him.
He can't go to Chelsea away and it was be like normal.
People are saying you should sell him, not loan him out, because by loaning him it implies you want to keep him.
Well, they don't want to keep him. That's the goal.
Well, no, the club wants to keep him, but the fans.
I disagree with that. I think it's more see where it goes because there's two things. Obviously, you could want to keep him, but if he goes scores 20 goals somewhere as well, right now his value is about 5 million.
On a moral level, would you be happy with Mason Mount leading the line for Manchester United?
Like, probably not, but...
Because whatever you're saying, he's going to insert the clips here of the Mason Mount audio, another Mason Greenwood audio. And
probably not, but if you're Ten Hag, you're there to win trophies, and you're playing your best players. And he's your best player.
It's your Cantona thing back in the day. He was a dodgy bugger as well.
I know it's a total different thing, but I feel I know this isn't. I don't think morally he should play, but you need to understand. No matter what happens, this will be brushed aside in 4 years. The public view, it goes away. It goes away.
No, it doesn't. No,
yes, it does.
Adam Johnson never went away.
Yeah.
Benjamin Mendy will never go away.
But Adam Johnson has been proved guilty.
Yeah, but how much? Okay. Mason Greenwood didn't get guilty for a bunch of reasons we don't know, but all we can judge
I understand it. Probably
is the videos and the audio that exists.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
I said this to you earlier in the year, Antonio. Because United now, like it or not, it is a global enterprise. It is India, it is China, it is Singapore.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. So it's
the places he named probably care about it less than you care about it. But they care about the sponsors.
It's the image of sponsors. It's team view on the front of the shirt.
Someone's going to sign him. So you think then for anyone that signs him,
someone like Saudi Arabia.
You're completely wrong.
They don't care about.
He'll go to Italy where. I'm telling you right now, those fans there, because I know those fans. Those fans there care about one thing. You reckon those Napoli fans who were celebrating at 4 o'clock in the morning wouldn't like Mason Greenwood coming off their right?
Absolutely love it.
They'd love him. Okay, I'm telling you right now, they'll be chanting his name no matter what he does. Yeah. Okay, which is completely wrong, but they don't care. So what is United?
Because football's football there, but it's different. United.
Why would there not be something along the lines of? If you're you're saying from a business point of view, okay, he's going to get a little bit of criticism, but but listen,
he is terrible from a business.
Listen,
having Mason Greenwood at your club is horrible.
Okay, you don't even know what I'm going to say.
In a Western country.
You don't know what I'm going to say.
I don't want to hear
Send him on loan with a 40 million buy clause, which no one will buy for him right now. Okay. He goes in the Italian league, even maybe the Turkish league, because the Turkish league will take him any day of the week.
Okay, 40 mil?
No, just listen. He goes there, probably the Turkish league, but if he goes to the Italian league, scores 20 goals, Napoli will go, okay, we're going to take that 40 mil. It's a risk to... How do you know they're not trying to do loan? Because right now, you're basically having to...
They are doing loan.
They have to delist him. Pretty much. Because no one's going to buy him. No one right now is going to buy him. But there's too much risk involved right now to buy it, so people will loan.
He might get picked up though by Saudi. If he gets axed, Saudi will pick him up.
Saudi right now are wanting to do this all moral. We're the West. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
No, I actually think you might be a little bit right.
I don't think
Saudi's trying to do this moral left.
Okay, to be fair to him, if Saudi Arabia aren't going to go and sign Mason Greenwood, which country would?
Italy. It's Turkey.
Turkey definitely would in a heartbeat.
So who in Turkey can afford him?
That's what I'm trying to say, but if United
so what are you trying to say then?
United will loan and pay most of his wages this year.
So what are you going to get for him?
I think it depends how he does, but if you sell him, you get nothing.
That's what I'm saying. No. I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you loan him.
You have to axe him.
You have to loan him because you're not going to get anything, and he's a valuable player. Before any of those allegations, we're talking the $150 million player.
Yeah, star boy and
loan
stuff.
Him to do what though?
Well, it depends. If you're right about Ten Hag loaning him to play him after.
Listen. So Mason Greenwood goes on loan and scores 30 goals wherever he is.
He's a $40 million player, $50 million player now.
So who signs him?
Someone will. Do you think someone scores 30 goals in the... Yeah, he agrees over there. He agrees.
I don't agree.
I think...
What clubs can afford someone for 40 mil? What clubs? Big clubs.
European clubs.
I'll tell you right now, someone like an Inter, a Napoli would take him and sprint.
I don't think the Germans would take him as
well. Italy's right wing, they don't care.
No, it's not about them being right wing. I just think they don't care as much. Like as you said, United's more of a...
No, the people might not care, but I'm telling you, these guys are still businessmen, tots. That like
They're
they don't want to be
selfish, yeah,
associated with a kid.
But if he goes scores 30 goals, that's why you got to do the loan.
Was in a court trial.
No one right now wants to be
for
associated
sexually
or pay for him. But if he goes and scores 30 goals is 30 goals.
Yeah, goals talk a bit.
Goals talk.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah, but sponsors talk
I
louder.
know. Yeah, they talk.
Goals
they talk.
talk, but you know who else can score goals? Any other kid who's good at soccer.
Yeah.
You know who else can't pay sponsors? Like if the sponsors don't pay, there's not other
I
sponsors.
think
who
you're.
pay.
I think you're dismissing the fact that if he scores goals, a lot will be forgotten.
I think to agree, I agree with you. I agree with
every
you.
time he scores,
100%.
I actually think every time he scores, it gets louder.
No way.
I think so.
I don't think it does. I think
I don't
I'm
think it does.
backing you in.
I think it's a terrible decision by United in terms of business point of view. Morally, it's terrible. But you need to look at it.
But for
Right
trophies.
now, they're going to get 0. Why would you not put him on
You're
line?
telling me Mason Greenwood is linked with a $40 million transfer fee somewhere. Every headline isn't slating him, or everything isn't resurfacing about him and his missus or
He
whatever.
scores 30 goals and wins the Golden Boot.
The only people who
somewhere.
say that are the club that wants to sign him. The fan base. It's like Arsenal fans for Thomas Partey. Like, every other fan's abusing Thomas Partey.
Yeah,
like a rapist or whatever.
yeah.
Arsenal fans are like, wallahi, that's sad, but we need him. like,
It's true.
No,
though.
but
what I mean?
I think you're dismissing the fact that goals talk.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
No,
I understand what you mean with the sponsors
I'm
thing.
not
but,
dismissing it.
But
Like,
he goes
a
on
lot
a
of
run.
players have been
He
accused
goes.
of
He
things.
goes on a
Neymar,
run.
Ronaldo.
Yeah,
But say-
but did they have videos come out of him saying like, fucking, like,
Yeah.
Okay, keep the language down, okay?
Like-
Nah, but like no.
like, you know what I mean? Like, I
There's-
think you might be forgetting the severity of the videos. Like,
But I
they're
think
pretty bad.
He's going out with her again. He's got a kid.
They've got a kid. that's
With
probably more
the
of a
girl.
problem. That's probably more of a
I'm
problem.
aware.
But I
that's
think-
besides the point. It's like,
I think it's already gone quiet. Remember all the start?
people in the
You
real
don't even
world
hear
understand
you don't even hear
toxic
Mason Greenwood's name
relationships
right
and
now.
stuff.
Yeah.
The severity of the issue, you don't hear it.
to keep it under wraps.
Because you know why though? Because he's not public.
He's
Like,
not
he's not very
playing
public.
every week.
Yeah, he's not
He's not
out. He's
playing
not face
every
to
You
the
think
guy.
I'm here? You think I'm here promoting Mason Greenwood comes back to Man
No.
United, goes to school? I completely understand that he shouldn't play for the club, and everyone
No,
that
I get that. I'm not talking about. I'm saying is in like, I think, you're getting caught up in the fact that he's your player, and you look
No,
at it
but I'm saying they should
and you
sell
look
him.
at it from your player's point of view, right? Like, you understand the impact of goals on your club, right? You understand it. But I think from the outside world, it's like every time Mason Greenwood scores, the headline, okay, maybe not from soccer-related pages, but like,
The Daily Mails, the Daily Mails, the Guardians of the world.
The Guardian.
I don't know,
all
question,
these
though.
stupid media outlets.
our legal
The
system.
headline is like, Mason Greenwood, banger. You know what else? Like,
Yeah, but
else is
I've
bad?
got a question there. Why you're gonna say okay? But why is this in
Mason
terms?
Greenwood bangs on
Why is this fair in terms of? We're supposed to go and trust our legal system, the UK legal system.
Mason Greenwood
No.
slapped it in
Here we
the
go.
net.
No, but if he-
Here we go. No, stop. Because we talked about this before. There's proven guilty, but there's like a standard to prove. But like you said, if there's actual evidence there that's like surface.
It's
It's
like-
surface. It's there. Everyone knows it. Everyone's
It's
heard
like
it.
if-
That's
You-
the worst
I'm
about.
not backing him up
It's
here,
like if a
but you
player-
don't know what's taken out of context.
Yeah, I know.
Stop.
But you listen to it and look at the.
It's like if a
Yeah,
player
I know,
gets
I know.
accused for like saying like the N word and stuff, right? Okay, they're not going to go to jail for it, but like everyone just knows, like
What about Kurt Zuma?
Crap. Yeah, but Kurt Zuma copped a lot
He
of
played
he
the
still
next
cops it.
game.
He still cops it though. But
Yeah,
like
but a cat is different to like
a human.
a person.
Yeah.
I agree, but it's what I'm saying is
Bro, I'm really
really.
you kicking a cat. No. I'm joking.
All right.
Yeah,
So what are you thinking then? So you think loan him out, see he goes, and then
I
sell him?
wouldn't even do a 1 year loan. I'd get him away for 2 years because I think the longer you can get him away, the
better.
Like I really think that if you go look at a lot of I know it's different this one, but if you go look at a lot of these type of things, I think the longer.
You think everyone is just going to forget?
No, I don't think it's going to forget. It will obviously still come back up, but I think it'll get like watered
You
down.
think you might get like, people might look at it and be like, okay, you get a second chance.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe I haven't really thought about that, but I was looking at social media, man, and like
Everyone's about
it's
second chances in
it's
2023.
been years. It's been a long time, man, and like the comments were slating Ten Hag for like loaning him and not selling him because they're like,
Yeah, but-
Get
we
him out
don't
of
want
our
him
club.
associated with
Yeah,
the club.
yeah.
But comment section of everything. If you go read a comment section of the famous people on YouTube, they get slated for everything. Like you're gonna get slated no matter
Yeah,
what.
yeah.
There's people there that are just sitting there on their computer with their keyboard, going beep 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 beep, waiting
it's
to
different,
message, waiting for it.
But what I'm saying is that, you know, this happens a lot, but like it's people, you know, tend to sort of forget when there's not like concrete evidence and stuff.
Because it's
in
there.
this scenario,
No, there is, but
there's like concrete
I don't know.
videos.
You know what?
I
If I
don't-
want to be personal
But
about it, I don't think I'm in the right. Like, I'm not the right person to come here and make the decision. Like, who am I to say right or wrong here?
But to be honest, I'm sort of aligned with you in a way. I'd loan him for 2 years to an Italian or a Turkish or whatever
Wherever,
side,
yeah.
and then to be honest, like at this point, this is a fan's point of view now. Just taking it, I'd take him back if he scores goals. If you're not, if we don't want him as a club, he scores goals, you get at least like 20 million from him, right?
You're going to get something for him.
It's a win-win.
See, this is interesting. It's like on like a moral level again. It's like
When Morello, you
if
should have him
if
cut
he
now.
didn't score goals, you guys would both be saying, get him away from the club.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. But I'm not a big...
I'm just-
At this point,
simple
I don't know
answer.
if I want him back.
I'm just acknowledging that
Yeah.
as like a fact. As in, like, you know, it's the fact that he can score goals on a soccer pitch, right? You know, he bangs in 30 a season, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that has so much impact on your guys' mind because you understand how good he can be for your club's success.
Looking for
I
the
don't
unbiased.
think on like a commercial level,
That's awful.
anyone cares about that. I think the worst thing for Mason Greenwood is to be in the spotlight if you're a sponsor.
Yeah.
So
That's
No,
I've
you
told
agree.
you that
That's
in the
what I'm
past.
saying. That's what I'm saying right now. Just get him out of the club. There's no way he can be there
No,
in match
I
week one and
get
training.
what you're saying.
And then we'll
We're
work it
repeating
out.
ourselves.
In 2 years' time, we'll
reassess,
come back,
work
we'll
it
come
out.
back,
Because
yeah.
if I'm going to be completely honest with you right now, my point right now would be, no, I don't want him at the club. But
I
things
guess
change.
the point of it, we keep
Things
talking
change.
about goals, but he can't be scoring goals if you ain't kicking balls. So like you got to make
you
him
gotta-
play somehow.
He's gonna.
Yeah.
Okay,
Assuming
whether
he
you
goes
like
back
it or
to
not,
play,
he's
yeah,
playing
yeah.
football next year. I don't know where, but he is. Whether you like it or not, he's playing. So you think he's not?
Mate, he definitely won't be in England. I don't think he'll be in. I don't know if he'll be
Big
playing.
five legs.
I don't know if he'll be playing.
I think I'm happy right now to say that I'm gonna go close to
He'll kick ball.
100% that he will be playing. I don't know where, if it's gonna be as low as Turkey,
I don't know.
maybe even like you said, Saudi Arabia. I don't know where he's gonna be playing, but he will be playing football next year. That's my word.
That's
I'm
your
saying
take. That's
there.
your take.
Yeah,
Fair
I'm
enough.
not sure. It's interesting.
I guess two sort of shorter ones to finish off here. Villa got Pau Torres again, so the guy that's been shopped around. It seems like all the Premier League
Well,
clubs
you're
are
talking
into
about it
him.
with Tottenham.
Yeah, so I thought it would be a good option for Tottenham. Didn't quite get a hold of it, and we obviously worked with Pau Torres with that Villarreal. I think £60 million release clause was in the end. That's the release clause. So I don't know if they've matched that or how that worked out, but that's what the rumours
Yeah,
going
have
out.
been making big money signings
VR,
lately.
Well, the Spanish.
But the thing is though, like people don't realise how rich their owners are. Like they're quite a rich club, and they've got a bit of history,
Villa
so they've got
spent a lot
money.
of
But
I think
that's a
it's
strength of their team. Like they got European football, they got a big European types in the back.
They got some great guys playing. You know, that centre back, the Brazilian guy who didn't play at all last year because he got injured.
Oh, straight away, I had him on my fantasy team.
Diego Costa.
Costa,
yeah.
Costa, Carlos.
Diego Carlos.
Oh, the centre back.
Very nice
He's
centre
another
back.
one from Sevilla.
Rolls Royce.
He got injured straight away,
Yeah.
so you know he's back now. Tyrone Mings found form. Pau Torres is there now. They've got the French guy as well.
I think
What's his name?
all they really need is
forget.
is
But-
fullbacks, right? Like
but-
I think they just need someone to help out. Ashley
They've got
Young.
good fullbacks, don't
Fullbacks, Lucas Digne, Matty Cash. I
Yeah,
think,
what do
Nah,
you...
I left
think
back.
Villa.
I take on a left. I'm not a big,
Well,
big
you
on
can
Lucas
Digne.
Digne.
Lucas
I'm
Digne,
not
that's
big on
great.
Digne.
I reckon
I'm not
Lucas
big on
Digne would
Yeah,
start
Digne.
for a few top 6 clubs.
I don't. Maybe
He'd
just
start for
maybe,
Newcastle.
Maybe it's bold, but I just don't. I wouldn't take him.
He'd start for Newcastle and he'd start for, I reckon, Tottenham.
But where Villa trying to go, like
Yeah, look,
you get another left back and maybe another winger. That
Again, I
team
think
is
there's
set.
more important signings.
Where? In Villa, at Villa.
Yeah.
You're gonna get rid of. Where would you go?
Another midfielder.
Oh, their midfield is heavy.
John McGinn, Douglas Luiz.
There's some serious heavy hitters in that midfield.
what's his-
Jacob Ramsey's a
Jacob
baller.
Ramsey.
Oh, but
like,
again, like as you say,
Emiliano
if they're going up to
Buendia.
this level, is that like?
But
enough?
Jacob Ramsey is that. He is
Coutinho's
he.
the-
Like Jacob Ramsey is the future of their
Jacob
midfield.
Ramsey is a beast, man.
He's
I
so
know.
good.
Villa's team.
John McGinn and
John McGinn.
Douglas Luiz are good players.
Douglas Luiz are good. Dude,
Yeah, but
Luiz
they
is
fall out of
probably the
form a
best-
lot.
Douglas Luiz was probably the best midfielder in the Prem for the last 6 weeks.
I was say, yeah, at a 4-week
He
stretch,
was
he was the
so
best
good.
midfielder.
Douglas Luiz
Those
was
two
so
those two together in the midfield were one of the best lot. And McGinn's the captain. You can't really drop that, right? But
John McGinn's a very good player. Like,
He's handy. He's very handy.
I think if I was Villa, I'd be looking to get another winger.
I think a winger because I
Leon
don't back him in. He's a pace merchant. Like really,
Bailey's good when every now and
another
then.
Bundesliga in the Bundesliga, flop in the Premier League. Is that what we're going at there?
Yeah, no, exactly. Leon Bailey was one of those guys. He would have been like 40 mil.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he's a great rotation player, but I think if they want to keep pushing, Europa League or Champions, League, you want like a proper out
Villa
winger.
are looking very good.
Yeah, I rate
the Premier's looking so strong.
The top 10 almost now, deep.
When you can have your 8th or 9th club in the Prem, go out and get one of the La Liga's best centre backs for 60 mil.
Yeah, crazy.
The league is concerning.
Crazy,
it's insane.
And just for finishing up, Chelsea, they keep shifting away players. 125 million between Havertz and Mount now, so they've cleared the space.
Well, we know what they're doing there.
Caicedo fills in the role. Like
Caicedo?
Caicedo's
doesn't really fill in that role.
Oh, not the role, but like he's filling in the midfield. They can't say whole, right?
So what happens now? So they're going to play... Nkunku plays at like a 10. And then you got
Enzo
and
Caicedo.
Midfield, very
good.
And
that's an energetic, that's an up and down to the midfield. You got Gallagher can rotate in. I don't know, you don't rate him, but I think he's decent for depth.
I do rate Gallagher.
Yeah, he's not obviously not a first team Chelsea player, but to come off the bench.
Saying something, no, I was reading something. It was pretty funny. It was just a Twitter comment, but it was like, it was a Chelsea fan to an Arsenal fan. It was like, we've just offloaded 2 players that we don't want when we brought in Enzo and Nkunku, and you guys grabbed Havertz and Jorginho from us. We didn't even want them because some Arsenal fan, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, the Arsenal guy said we took your 2 best players.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Yeah.
The thing is, Arsenal's system actually works, so it doesn't really matter what players go in there.
2 best players.
Yeah.
I think Nkunku for Havertz is a better signing though, and Enzo obviously for Jorginho is a better signing.
But it's interesting how Nkunku goes though, right? We just talked about German players coming in not working out, and Chelsea have experience with that. So does he work out?
He's not German, he's French.
Oh no, but like for German league players,
I think Nkunku's a bit different, but that bloke was pulling stats from I think not this season, but the year before.
He won
like 40 goal assists.
He won like 4 player of the month in the year. It's stupid.
He was unreal. Like, I'm surprised Bayern didn't go in for him, to be honest.
Bayern did it last year, but again, the money was way too much.
Yeah.
I think the money was,
it was like 60 or 70.
No one's going to pay the money for it.
But look, I mean, Chelsea finally look like, they're clearing their squad out a little bit, and hopefully that gets a little bit more, contingency within the squad, of the direction of the team.
Where they're going to go, right? Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully that.
It's just where the striker comes from. I don't know where the hell the striker's coming from.
Could be really good this year.
Yeah.
I just feel like when you have a club, like that with so many players on your squad who are so good, all it takes is a good preseason manager to come in, align the club, align the players,
Poch knows what he's doing.
And bang.
Yeah, I agree.
You get off to a flyer and you're on.
Yeah, I want to see what they want to do.
Is Osimhen the striker for them though? Is that what's
I don't think they're going to go sign any big striker either.
So Lukaku's going, I think he wants to go back to Inter. He declined Saudi.
He declined Saudi.
I've seen
But it's about if Inter actually want him. I think if Inter can afford him.
How much is he though? There's no way he's more than 40 mil now.
Lukaku, 40 mil. They just bought him for 100.
We're talking 24 months ago. It's no different to what happened with Sancho. Sancho would be.
It's been 2 years.
He did go to a Champions League final as well.
60 mil.
He did go to a Champions League final.
Sancho would have lost 60 mil.
He was a strike in the Champions League final.
Sancho wouldn't have lost. No, you're not selling Jadon
Sancho. Sancho's a 40 mil player.
But apparently, the year before he was 120 mil.
I know. But Antonio, like he went to the Champions League with Inter. He's a great striker for Inter. Like he's always worked in Italy.
Oh, not really. He didn't work last year on loan. He didn't even get game time. They're playing Dzeko and Martinez.
Yeah, but no. So I do agree with you.
I think to an extent,
he wasn't starting every week.
But the original line as well, he tore up like that COVID year. He was crazy.
Is there any chance Lukaku comes back to Chelsea, or do you reckon he's gone?
Nah, I think it's not a Poch player.
What's that? Eder Dzeko's leaving, so probably is a.
He's going to Saudi.
Yeah, he's going to Saudi as well. Just to mount it up.
I know.
It's all right. We'll get one piece of paper, and by the end of this transfer window, we'll have a piece of paper stacking up to the roof. Just on players going to Saudi.
I reckon that's about it for this week. Quite a week, right? But definitely
still get into an argument about something.
So Declan Rice looks like he's 100% joining.
Oh, we must, Declan, so that midfield is now basically
that's
set
been
up.
very rumoured for a while now, so that's not anything new.
Yeah,
well, Fabrizio said it.
Jurian Timber looks close as well. So I mean, look, that looks like we spent 200 mil this window.
That's what you need to keep City, right?
It's looking like, I mean,
City are going to spend 100 mil this offseason anyway.
So look, I mean, as an Arsenal fan, you can't complain with that.
Yeah,
100 mil Rice.
That's a win. That's a win.
70 million on Havertz. Yeah, no, you can't complain. I think
that's your midfield. That's your defense.
I think, for being a squad that was challenging for the Premier already.
Yeah,
they're all improvements for where we were lacking. So
and depth as well. I think it's the most important.
Yeah, 100%.
We talked about last week.
Depth,
Depth
and like
depth.
but depth plus like the ability to play in multiple positions.
Yeah, the versatility is big.
Yeah, versatility. So Havertz can play obviously through the front, basically the front 4, front 5.
Yeah.
Declan Rice can play 8 or a 6.
Or 6, yeah.
And then Timber can play
basically across
full
the whole back
centre
line.
back. So look, in terms of 3 signings, 200 mil probably feels like more like 6 signings. For the squad's depth. So
and the significance of it as well
I think
can't be underrated.
I think it shows intent, and I think it shows that like the club is looking to progress.
Yeah, they're going forward.
Yeah. I think
it's scary.
It's good time. Fucking good time. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Good time to be an Arsenal fan at the moment.
I would say it's tying it close together. Like the league's gonna be seriously like.
All I would say
scary next year
is that I feel like Arteta's had a few years now. I feel like last year was sort of the last year he can get away with like not actually getting anything attainable.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like for Arteta to have a par this year would mean just as an Arsenal fan, I would say top 4 again. I'd say get out of the group stage in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And maybe like a trophy.
Yeah, I think a trophy would be no
matter
what trophy it is. I don't think you care what trophy it is. Just need a trophy.
Yeah, I just think a trophy like for the sake of like getting
the photos.
Something.
And what's the photo? Just look at this team.
Honestly,
this is the team.
Like it shows something tangible from the season.
Yeah.
And then I think keeping ourselves in the Champions League, maintaining ourselves as a Champions League club
team,
is very important
for signings as well.
For the club.
Because look what you've signed this, you're going to sign or hoping to sign. They're players you only get if you're playing Champions League football. I don't think Declan Rice is going to a non. That's what with Chelsea. He was meant to go to Chelsea. They're not in Champions League. They can go there. So it's really big. It's underrated how big the Champions League draw is. Definitely.
It's looking good time to be honest.
It's a decent week in football. Thanks guys for watching. Appreciate it. Please like the video, subscribe, share with mates, and we'll see you guys very soon.